Greetings. So here's the sitch. I am sculpting the wonderful Bob from Beetlejuice, and I'm starting to detail in some more of the wrinkles and get those details. And spent an hour or so, and I was working on his right side and getting a lot of stuff done. I was happy with how it was coming along, and then I got over here and I started noticing, oh hey, I have symmetry on, and there is a little dot on the other side, and I didn't notice that before. So I must have accidentally bumped the button or something with my hand, and this is an asymmetrical face. So I started it symmetrically, but I've since then been doing it all asymmetrically. So the problem with that being is I ZBrushed and not really topological. So I turned over, see the other side of the face, and oh no, I have just screwed up the left side of the face. So now I could, this is multi-res, I could go down and start sort of trying to iron out some of those details and try and clean that up. But there's actually a much better way, and I can save all the details. I tried it out, it worked for me, and ended up looking pretty good. So I thought I'd go through the process of how I went about saving that sculpt without having to revert back from a previous save and lose all the work I did on the right side of the face. So hopefully you're holding save and you use save next occasionally, so you save in incremental versions of your build. If you're not doing that, I highly recommend doing it. Luckily I got some previous versions, so if you leave this with the home icon and go to your sculpt, you'll see a little number in the top right corner of it. I'm going to click that, and I think I was on maybe this version. So this version, if I rotate around, you can see his left side of the face. It's not all messed up, but I don't have some of the additional details I sculpted on the right side. So this is perfect. This is what I want. And what we're going to do here is we're actually going to use a combination of trimming the mesh in half and Dynamesh to merge it. We're going to use ZBrush to generate a new low poly model, and then we're going to reproject these high-res details. So first thing we need to do is export this out of as a Z tool, and that way we can import it into the other version and go about merging both halves together. So if you come up here to the top left, you can click on the export icon. Make sure you select 3D model, then ZTL, and you can name that like Bob left. Good. Like that. Hit export. Save to files and save it there. Now I can go back to this latest version. So this has the bad left half, and we are going to click this import button. Select the Z tool as the file format. Select that one, import it, and now it's been imported into this project. However, that gets brought in as a separate subtool. So you'll see there's this subtool and there is this subtool. And so now what we want to do is we just want to hide these other ones and then hit delete other. Alright, so now we just have the face model, the eyes, the hair, the everything. That was all good, so I'm going to go back to this current sculpt, hit the plus icon, and insert this other half. I'll hide everything else. Alright, so now I got the good left side, the good right side, and now what we want to do is actually cut these up. So since I don't have this as a separate subtool, I'm just going to duplicate it, and now I basically want to trim this in half, sort of along the center, but it's fine if they overlap a bit. So if you go up to your gizmo and you hold down the top one and then the left one, you'll see on the bottom your tools change. Click this last one for trim rect, and then also turn off perspective. And then as you're rotating around, you can hold the top smooth button, and it's gonna lock it right there on the front, which is perfect. So now what we're going to do is, this has the good right size, so we're going to get rid of the left side. So I'm just going to drag out a box, and before that I need to delete the subdivision levels. So click here to delete the lower subdivision levels, and I'm going to drag that out. Find sort of a reasonable point in the center, like that. Looks pretty good. There's going to be some weirdness maybe right there in the neck. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to go to the other subtool, and this guy I'm going to do the same thing but delete the other side of the face. Maybe right along here. I'll do it. Yeah, maybe. Oh, gotta delete the subdivision levels. Alright, try that again. Alright, now if I turn both those on and disable solo mode, you can see I cut too far, so I'm just going to try that again. Cut a little, maybe on this side. Right, turn both those on. Alright, so now they both match up. It looks like we're good. There's a little bit of problem areas in the middle that I might need to fix, but overall we got the details from the left and the right, so that is perfect. So now what we need to do is we're just going to duplicate, actually what we're going to do is we're going to merge both of these. So under subtool I will find merge. Gonna merge visible. I think you can also check weld maybe. Boom. Alright, so that ends up as an additional subtool here with it merged. So I'm going to add that guy in, hide these sliced half pieces, and now I have this merge version. However, this still isn't going to work out too well unless I basically join it as a Dynamesh. So what I am going to do is I'm going to duplicate this version I currently have. I'm going to use for projection. This one here I want to Dynamesh it. So if I hit Dynamesh right now, we've lost everything, not very useful. If we try and Z remesh right now, it won't Z remesh quite right. I can just show you. as we ZBrush, because we didn't actually sort of balloon them together, you get a lot of weirdness in the center here, which we do not want that. So we'll just undo that. I'm going to go to Dynamesh, hold this button, and under resolution, I'm just going to crank this up. Probably about 1,000 something is going to work. And we are now Dynamesh. That is all one mesh. And now I'm going to come back to this ZBrusher, and about 5,000 polygons should be good. Yeah, I'll leave all these options as they are. So this will give us a new base mesh, which we can use to subdivide and create a new multi-res mesh, which is very helpful to work on. Alright, so we got this low poly. Now what we need to do is subdivide and reproject the details. So I'm going to hit divide, and then here in my subtools, I'm just going to turn on this merged one, turn off solo mode, and then we want to reproject those details onto our low poly one. And you can find that, I believe, in subtool under project, and we're just going to hit project all. Sure, I'll copy the poly paint. And we basically want to do that 5 times. I have a shortcut for projection here, so I'll just use that. There's my shortcut. So subdivide 5 times. We'll subdivide and then project. And then we'll subdivide and project. And then subdivide one last time and project. Last one can take a minute. Alright, so gone through all the steps. There's a few weird jaggies and stuff we get in the middle that we need to clean up. But overall, it fixed the issue, and we don't have to go back and lose our work or redo a bunch of stuff. So I thought I'd put that out there to help any of you that have accidentally turned on the Symmetry button and now said, oh shit, I've fucked my model. So here you go. And I go back to here. So this is the one I cleaned up, and you can see it was all saved and looking pretty good. Now I can continue sculpting on it, and I have a full multi-res mesh I can work from. So very handy. All right, happy sculpting, everyone.